Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. I don't have my mug, I have actually some water here, so for anyone that's watching the screen, it's water and crypto this morning. Thank you all for tuning in for another great episode of Coffee and Crypto. As ever, every single episode I say the same thing because there is so much good news and I guess interesting news happening in crypto at the moment, and I'm going to bring it all to you today. So, big week ahead. We all know June 13th is tomorrow, and there is a lot happening from tomorrow onwards. So, today will no doubt be a bit of a all over the place moment ahead of tomorrow's big day. I know I'm hyping it up, but purely for the fact that it is a big day. There's a lot going on. Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. I'm just making a point of there's a lot going on in crypto and in finance tomorrow. So, in today's episode then, we have some news coming out from the UK, again becoming the crypto hub, which is great to see. We also have some Binance FUD once again, and CZ kind of defending a few statements that have been made regarding his exchange. But apart from that, there's loads more to get through. Of course, stick around to the end of the video. And if you haven't already, please do like today's video. I would greatly appreciate it. If you are watching this live, good morning, happy Monday. And if you are watching it back on the YouTube channel, let me know, where are you watching today's video, or are you listening to today's video? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always interested to see and hear where you're all from and how you're watching today's video. Now, first things first, as always, we look at the top 10 crypto prices, see what's going on in the market this fine Monday morning, and then see what the kind of outlook is for the rest of the week. Now, Bitcoin's currently sitting at $25,900, not really done much the past 24 hours. Ethereum at 1,744. We then have BNB at 226. We then have XRP at 51 cents. Cardano, 28 cents, actually up almost 7%, which is one of the strongest performing in the top 10. Then Dogecoin at 0.06, and then Tron, surprisingly, at 0.06, and then Solana, $15. So, bit of a kind of mover here for Tron, which is up now into the 9th position. But yeah, overall the market hasn't really done much the past 24 hours. Obviously, over the weekend, we did see a bit of, should we say market manipulation? Is that the word I'm looking for? But we definitely did see a bit of a price volatility over the past kind of 3-4 days, which again is a little bit expected, especially with this week coming up. Again, I keep mentioning it, but there is a lot to get through this week. So I'm sure Coffee and Crypto all week will be, as ever, quite an exciting one, especially tomorrow's episode and Wednesdays. But yeah, the market then over the past week has been, well, overall it's down, but a bit kind of all over the place. So yeah. Anyway, that's the top 10 prices. Let's move into the first part of today's news regarding the UK. So, mentioned it many times in the past where the UK is, or they're trying to become a bit of a crypto hub, which is obviously great to see in a sense. Still don't really trust the UK government having anything to do with crypto. However, we all know that crypto is not going anywhere, so it's the sooner the better that they embrace the kind of changes and the future. So yeah, big up the UK for that. But anyway, this kind of article here ends. I've got two parts to this. I've got an article, then a tweet to show you. So the A16Z opening a London crypto office, citing the predictable environment. So venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, I think that's how you pronounce it, is set to open its first office outside of the US this year. Surprise, surprise. Adding to the backdrop of US-based firms seeking greener pastures outside the country. Now, Chris Dixon, A16Z's crypto founder, it's not a really easy name to say, is it? If you want to name your company something, like, it's not the easiest thing, I guess. The crypto founder and managing partner cited a predictable business environment as one of the main factors behind his decision to expand. The move comes amid a slew of regulatory actions against crypto firms in the US in recent months. So again, we covered this. Gemini are doing the same thing. I think Coinbase are looking elsewhere, although I don't see them moving permanently. I think they'll stay in the US and capture that market. Although one thing I didn't pull up on today's news, I'll maybe cover it throughout the week, is I've mentioned it a few times the past few weeks. I tweeted about it recently as well, that China are now offering like crypto exchanges, banking licenses and crypto licenses and exchange licenses. So again, we're starting to see the shift here with China now essentially trying to take over crypto in a sense, because they know that America is failing badly, very publicly at enhancing or embracing the crypto kind of future. Therefore, China are like, look, we hate America. We hate everything that America do. We want to take over. They're the biggest kind of, I say enemy. I don't think they're enemies as such, but I guess trade enemies. So yeah, so China are looking to kind of take over, which again, I'll cover throughout the week, but I have mentioned it a few times in the past. But the reason I've said that is we're seeing this company A16Z move to the UK or expand to the UK as if it's like a natural progression. But realistically, it's because of the regulatory stuff in the US that they're kind of being forced to leave the US. So yeah, very interesting. Now, Dixon said that the decision was finalised after a productive dialogue with the UK Prime Minister, in addition to months of constructive conversations with the HM Treasury, the UK policymakers and the FCA. Now, we're thrilled to open up our first international office in a jurisdiction that welcomes blockchain technology and is committed to creating a predictable business environment by pursuing regulations that both embrace Web3 and protect consumers. So, big moves to the UK. It seems like everyone's doing it. However, Dixon said the firm remains heavily invested in the US and will continue to work with policymakers and regulators to push for more regulatory clarity for crypto startups. Look, good luck with that, mate, because Gemini have been trying it for 10 plus years. It's not looking good, bruv, as we like to say in this channel. Yeah, I feel like they've just had to put that in just so they don't kind of annoy the US, but they'll still remain heavily invested in the US. Yeah, cool, no worries. Like, it's not going to make any difference. Like, the SEC won't care any more than it does at the moment just because you're trying to work with them. We've seen it. Everyone's trying to work with the SEC. Like, it's not like a company like this is going to help. I mean, I guess if everyone does it, then the SEC might take it on board. But like I said, Gemini have been trying it, or the Winklevoss twins in general have been trying it. Coinbase has, Ripple has, like, I'm sure Binance has as well. Like, all the big names in crypto and in America have been trying to work with policymakers and regulators to have a change and push crypto in the US, but it's fallen on deaf ears. So, it's not pointless, I guess. But yeah, anyway, Rishi Sunak, the UK's new pro-crypto. All right, okay, so they're branding him the UK's pro-crypto Prime Minister. Okay, I don't know about that, but he attributed the news of the A16. Like, this company's so annoying. Why make a name so awkward? Expansion to having the right regulation and guardrails set in place to foster innovation while still protecting consumers. So I still just don't like this whole guardrails, protecting consumers. Like, still a bit skeptical because it's a government. I know what they're up to, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. Big up to Rishi Sunak for embracing technology change in the UK, which is great. Now, there's a tweet as well to kind of follow up from this then, if it will load. There we go. So again, this is a statement from Rishi himself. So, as we cement the UK's place as a science and tech superpower, we must embrace the new innovations like Web3, powered by blockchain technology, which will enable startups to flourish here and grow the economy. The success is founded on having the right regulation and guardrails in place to protect consumers and foster innovation. While there's still work to do, I am determined to unlock opportunities for this technology and turn the UK into the world's Web3 centre. That's why I'm thrilled world-leading investor Andreessen Horowitz, again, hopefully that's how you pronounce it, has decided to open their first international office in the UK, which is a testament to our world-class universities and talent and our strong competitive business environment. So yeah, bullish for the UK, I guess. One other thing as well, like obviously Web3, blockchain, crypto, it's here to stay, and it's a big deal. This just kind of proves a point that we've been trying to make for, well, years at this point, and it's why we're now leading into a lot more in-person training and doing more events and trying to grow the in-person stuff. Now, we've been doing education in crypto for, well, the company's been going now for over 3 years, and we've been providing and showing you the importance of being educated. Yes, it's great investing in 100x altcoin, and it's great investing in this coin, that coin, whatever it may be, and trying to find the next coin. But for me personally, and I know a lot of the guys on the team as well, where education is super key for all of that. So if to be a really successful trader, you need to know what you're, or not so much a trader, but a trader or an investor. You really need to have the fundamental knowledge behind you as well. And again, like I said, having someone like us being there and kind of providing you that is great, but it's also good to properly sit down and learn about the future of technology in the sense of blockchain, crypto, Web3, even NFTs, all the whole kind of future of what I believe will be the next big financial change. So I love this, the fact that the UK are doing it. I'm based in the UK at the moment, so seeing this, as much again, a bit skeptical because the government, not a huge fan of working alongside the government, shall we say, but the fact that the UK is becoming this Web3 hub and crypto hub just goes to show you the importance of having crypto education, learning about finance and blockchain finance, not just general finance, because that's not been and gone. It's definitely still here, but it's good to learn about general finance and blockchain technology, because you can then compare them, see how blockchain can help technology and finance at the moment. And yeah, it's just, again, if you're someone watching this who is deciding on what to do for the future in sense of uni and what should I study, what should I focus on, I'm not a big fan of uni, but I know there's certain job roles and certain things that you do need to go to uni for. Definitely focus on, if this is even part of the uni in the UK, I'm not even sure, but focus on like Web3, blockchain, the future of finance. Try and get ahead of the curve, much like we did with crypto. We've been in this for over 6 years now, ahead of the curve to an extent. So yeah, for you, if you're watching this and you're stuck, don't know what to do, first of all, we provide education, we provide crypto education, trading information, you name it, we cover it. But if you're looking to follow the university route to potentially get into Web3 and technology, or be a developer or whatever it may be, think of the future. That's the future of, I would say personally, finance. And it makes more sense to get involved in that than get involved in your conventional kind of banking and whatnot, because that will always kind of be here, but it will slowly phase into the blockchain that, we're starting to see it now, essentially. So, and even Rishi Sunak saying that in the sense that they want to be a Web3 centre, and it's due to all of the kind of technology universities in the UK and people coming through the ranks and helping build that. So anyway, bit of a rant. Don't know if it's going to apply to any of you watching this, but I do know that our viewer audience is a bit of a mixed bag as well. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit with some of your decisions in life. Anyway, moving on to the Winklevoss twins, which I actually cover quite a lot on this channel. So Democrats' war on crypto will lose its key voters. Now again, this is big in America. Doesn't mean too much for us in the UK. What do we care? We're a crypto hub. We don't care about America, but it's important to know what's going on over in the sitcom that we call the US. Now, Joe Biden and the Democratic Party risk losing its crucial youth voters as a result of their continued war against crypto, says the Winklevoss twins. So, here's a tweet here then. So, the Sen Warren and Gary Gensler war against crypto is going to alienate an entire generation of would-be Democrats. Winning the youth with a get out and vote is key part of Dem playbook. Dems believe the youth vote will carry the day. So Cameron singled out Senator Elizabeth Warren and President Biden nominated SEC Commission Chairman Gary Gensler in a particular. Actually, stick around to the end of the video. Actually, I'm just looking at what I've got here listed. I've got a meme, image, whatever you want to call it, that I want to show you at the very, very end. So yeah, make sure you stick around to see that. Now, a day later, on June 11th, Gemini's other co-founder, Cameron's brother, who's Tyler Winklevoss, followed up with his own tweet claiming that the Warren and Gensler's war would see Democrats lose the 2024 election. So, low-cost Republicans, the midterms, the Sen Warren and Gary Gensler war on crypto will cost the Dems the 2024 election. Now, one thing I would say as well with the elections and voting and whatever it may be in the US, a lot of it is, I don't want to say the word rigged, but a lot of it is definitely chosen by the higher powers. Does that make sense? So I get this whole point of they want to capture a younger audience, but I don't believe that nowadays a younger audience even bothers to vote. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're a younger audience watching this, do you vote in the UK? I know a lot of people don't, and it doesn't really seem to be a thing. I mean, I've not really voted much personally in all of my life, and I'm at 30 years old now, and I think I've voted once, maybe twice. So yeah, I get the whole point of what the Winklevoss twins are trying to make here, but in one part, I don't know how much younger people vote now. I do know that the election for Biden was a bit, again, I don't think it was rigged per se, but there was a lot of, again, big YouTubers, big influencers were all being paid by the Biden party, one way or another, indirectly or directly, to promote, get out and vote, Biden, da-da-da-da. Like, again, if you remember that back in, was it 2020, was that the elections? Yeah, I think it was. Or whenever it was, the last elections, yeah, it must be 2020, because it's every 4 years, isn't it? You would have seen all the big names and influencing, all the big YouTubers at the time were all deciding to start voting and start making videos and publicly posting and tweeting and Instagram stories and all this nonsense about you have to get out and vote, do the right thing, vote for who's right or whatever it was. I'm voting for Joe Biden, but you can vote whoever you want. But it was just like everyone was getting Biden pushed down their throat. So I don't know how much the younger audience did vote then, because obviously they targeted a younger viewer, because majority of these influencers have a young audience. So yeah, they can kind of do what they want, to be honest. Like, they can pay all the influencers to say what they want, and young people will vote for whoever they say they have to vote for. It's kind of the whole point of being an influencer. You influence the youth. You don't let them kind of think for themselves. You directly influence them. So yeah, look, I definitely agree that the war on crypto needs to kind of calm down a bit if they really want to focus on the future. But then again, like I said, they can just pay people to tell you who to vote for, and younger people will just do that without thinking. So yeah, it's not all good, it's not all bad, but the US is a bit of a weird and wonderful place, as we know. Okay, so moving on, let me get a quick sip of my water, not coffee this morning. I've already had a coffee, that's why. But I do have a water here, and it is still brandied. I don't know if you can see. Nah, I don't think you can. Still a Porsche glass to go in my Porsche mug, because I'm that guy. But anyway, let me get a quick sip, then move into some Binance news, which, again, there's a lot of FUD going about, a lot of fear from Binance being spread about Twitter, a lot of news articles, and CZ is doing really well, I would say, in the sense of he's calling most of it out and proving the facts of what's actually happening to try and help stop the fear. But yeah, anyway, let me get this, and then we'll cover off this article. So, Binance CEO CZ responds as data points to billions in exchange outflows. So, while data suggests that crypto assets have been flowing out of out of centralized exchanges at an accelerated rate over the past week, Binance CEO CZ argues it may not be as bad as it appears. Now, let's see. So, leading analytics platforms such as Nansen and DeFi Llama have all measured increased exchange outflows from Binance over the past 7 days after the news of the SEC's lawsuit against the firm hit the airwaves. Now, according to Nansen, there has been a net outflow of $2.36 billion from Binance over the past 7 days, along with $123.7 million flowing out of Binance US. Now, DeFi Llama reported even larger figures of $3.35 billion in outflows from Binance, while Glassnode shows the exchange balance having declined by about 5.7% or around $1 billion over the past 7 days. However, on June 10th, a Twitter post from CZ argued that some exchange outflow data can be skewed as some third-party analytics measure change in assets under management as outflow, which would include times when crypto prices decline. So again, that's not maybe a good way to actually register the amounts of outflow. So here we go, here's a tweet here then. So according to our data, the last 24 hours, the net outflow is about 392 million. Our wallet addresses are public. Some third-party analytics measure change in AUM, which is asset under management, in the USD equivalent as outflow. This would include crypto price drops, which decrease AUM as outflow. So he claimed that the 24 hours was only 392 million, which is in comparison to around $7 billion in the one-day outflow that was recorded last November around FTX's collapse. Now that's insane. That just shows you the sheer size of what happened when what happened with the news broke of FTX. There was $7 billion in outflow. That's insane. Anyway, CZ continued to explain that large inflows and outflows are perfectly normal during times of volatility, and some even only measure outflow, not inflows. On a sharp price movement day like today, many arbitrage traders move a lot of funds between exchanges, usually exponentially more than normal days. So since the SEC's lawsuit against Binance and Coinbase on June 5th and June 6th, the total crypto market cap has declined by 70%, which is more than $80 billion according to CoinGecko. And then Cointelegraph reported that decentralized finance volumes surged more than 400% following the twin lawsuits targeting the centralized exchanges. Now, one thing, again, a little bit off subject of, not really, but the point I wanted to make there was with XRP, right? Sorry to bring it all back to XRP as normal, but XRP is at a crucial point, or has been at a crucial point the past, week to 10 days, something like that. What happened was the XRP's price is kind of at a crucial point, a crucial turning point, where if it breaks through where it's kind of sitting at, it's hopefully going to run up to crazy prices, right? Based on chart behavior. But then what happened about a week ago? The SEC just out of the blue decided to throw some FUD out there and sue Binance and then sue Coinbase consecutively over 2 days, causing absolute sheer panic, destruction to the coins. Well, all the coins mentioned, but I guess all the coins in the crypto market. So I just feel like it's very, very, very funny timing that, again, I mentioned this before, but just kind of looking back at it again, like XRP in 2020 was at a crucial point. It had just broken out of like a 2-year downtrend. It was smashing all the kind of positive ticks that we needed. And then boom, SEC file a lawsuit. Ends the kind of 2-year struggle of XRP breaking through and slams it to the ground. Fast forward 2.5 years, XRP is almost at the same point. It's almost breaking out of another 2.5-year downtrend almost. It's about to get some crazy positive news. It's potentially going to run up to $80, I wish, 80 cents above. Like it's just about that key inflection point. Then the SEC once again comes out and decides to sue and cause absolute destruction to the market. Now, I'm not saying that it's I'm not trying to be like, oh, poor me, poor XRP, oh, it's XRP's fault, but I just think it's like incredible timing, the fact that in 2020, XRP was looking super positive. Now, bearing in mind, XRP is one of the ones that they hate because it's trying to kind of help banks move into blockchain and take away from the general finance market and blah, 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 blah. So XRP was chosen as, let's go after these and say it's a security. That kind of kicked off the main thing. But yeah, 2020, we were almost breaking out, hopefully setting new record highs. Then the bull market kicked in. We could have been up, whatever it may be. But the SEC decided to file the lawsuit, ruined it for 2.5 years. Then 2.5 years later, we're looking good again, and the SEC do the exact same thing. Is that a bit fishy? Am I looking into it too much? Is that tinfoil hat stuff? I don't know. Something to think about. It just kind of triggered me there when I seen these dates, and I just remembered that how crucial it's been and how much hype there's been around XRP the past kind of few weeks, and then the SEC decided to do this weeks before. Anyway, moving swiftly on, kind of went off topic there, but slightly on topic, but slightly off topic, but hopefully it gets you thinking a little bit. Okay, almost near the end of today's video. So this one's quite important, I guess. Mark Cuban was on I think he was on an interview, I can't remember where I actually read this. But yeah, he says then it's near impossible to know what is and what isn't a security, which I truly agree with. And it's part of what I believe the SEC's it's what they're trying to do. So, billionaire investor Mark Cuban has become one of the latest industry figures to call out the SEC for failing to provide cryptocurrency firms with clear registration process. The investor claimed on June 11th that there is no registration exists in the US SEC framework for investment contracts and analysis of digital assets. The document, which is not making clear, says that it's near impossible to know what constitutes as a security in the crypto universe. Unfortunately, none of the elements presented in this page are part of the registration process, which makes it near impossible to know, with or without an army of securities lawyers, what is or what is not a security in the crypto universe. Now, Dick briefly mentioned this on an XRP video last week. If you haven't seen that video, go on the channel and watch it. But I guess I've kind of briefly mentioned it a few times on Coffee and Crypto as well, where there's no point as the SEC, right? The SEC is a business technically. They're in the business of making money. So there is no point for them to make it as clear as possible for exchanges or for crypto providers. This is how to file as a security or not a security, because these lawsuits bring in so much money for the SEC that it almost wouldn't make sense for there to be clarity. I know that sounds backwards and against exactly what we want, but as a business, for the SEC making money suing people for being not registered or incorrectly registered or whatever it is, it wouldn't really make sense for them to do the right thing and tell you how to do the right thing, because then they couldn't sue you, then they couldn't make any money from you. So yeah, think about it like that. Again, think outside the box a little bit here. It wouldn't make sense for them to be super clear, and they mean it all. Like, this is all like, it's all planned basically. The SEC aren't daft, like the governments aren't daft. They know exactly what they're doing. They know that everyone's talking about them. It's the hot kind of news at the moment is the SEC, whatever. So they're not going to change that by giving you the clear and concise information you're supposed to have, because yeah, then they can't make any money off you. So as much as I definitely do agree with Mark Cuban here, I don't see it being a change in the US. It's big business for them. So yeah, money and power unfortunately rules the world. Okay, just to finish up then with a horrible image, as I all promised you at today's start of the video. Gary Gensler, very, very similar to Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Did The Simpsons also predict Gary Gensler? Look, they've not been wrong in the past. So yeah, he's just a very, I think it's just uncanny how much they actually look like each other. Madness. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show you and finish up on today's video. Hopefully you can enjoy the rest of your day and not have this image stuck in your head, which I probably will now. But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Crypto with me, Don, your host. It's been another great video. There's so much to get through this week, and yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow especially, and Wednesday, because the Hinman emails should and potentially will be out for us all to publicly see. There's also an FOMC meeting. There's also a big meeting regarding the future of digital assets. There's about 5 or 6 different things or big parts of news coming out tomorrow and Wednesday. So stick around, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on post notifications, which is the little bell icon after you subscribe, and it just means that you won't miss any of these uploads. I do go live and provide these videos every single weekday around 9:30 AM UK time, but then they are posted to our channel. So if you do miss them out, then you can watch them back, of course, in your own time. Please, of course, like today's video and subscribe. As always, my name's Don. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Coffee and Crypto. Not water and crypto. Hopefully I've got a coffee tomorrow morning for you. But yeah, anyway, have a great day and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. See ya.